Live on YouTube. We wait patiently. Hello, Reink. Hello, Swag Lizard Queen. God, what a phenomenal fucking name that is. We need to do the manual ad break. So we will do that, and then we will begin breaking into the Edge of Eternity spoilers unless there are, redeems and shit. What is up, Dark? Thank you for reporting for Edge duty. So what I know about this set so far is I know the station mechanic. I have here to get my fresh batch of opinions I can copy verbatim. Hell yeah. Everybody get a notepad. We got a lot of wrong shit to say and we gotta say it quickly. What's up, Jane? I'm doing well. Sid, it is edging time. I don't even know how many cards have been spoiled so far, but I know the things that are happening is really the station mechanic. That is the highlight that I know about. White Bread, we are edging alone today. This was a spur of the moment stream because I had not realized how much had been spoiled. I was like, oh, there's maybe like 3 cards out, right? There's like 1 or 2 commanders spoiled. They have like, I think, triple digit cards have been spoiled for this set. So when the set is entirely out, there will likely be a different like full set review once we know everything, and that will have a co-star. But we have enough stuff out that it is worth talking about. I'm pretty sure. Please don't quote me on that. I'm gonna need you to keep your mouth shut about any cracked ass cards until we can buy 24 of them. I will not, Rink. I will not. Well, there's a bunch of leaks. I'm talking official spoilers. We are not doing leaks. I think most of the set has been leaked at this point because a couple boxes got out early or something. But WotC has officially spoiled a ton of stuff. And so we're going to be looking at the stuff WotC is officially spoiled. We're not going to be looking at the leak stuff because there's just already enough to talk about. Wolf, thank you for the random smasher pass. Hello, Shrinky Dink. Genuinely stoked for the set's pre-release. It looks so fun. I hope. Oh, there's also the warp mechanic. That's another kind of weird one. I believe Commander at Home does have a gameplay video out. I saw like the big ad for, I think they had like Zach the Bold and Becca Scott on for it. We've hit a point where everything I've seen leaked has been officially spoiled. Okay, so we may well have a ton to do. Which means next week will probably be the pre-con review. Gilmain, thank you for the 14 months at tier 1, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. What's up, Alec, man? Nobody tell Elk about warp. Their Philia-coated brain might explode. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy annoying. Yes, Frost, she edge on my eternity until I gather my magic. Yeah, Little Big Ham, I am also cautiously optimistic. I'm hoping that it's better than Aether Drift was, and if we get Gaia's Cradle at Home, I feel like it has to be. But there's always the chance, right? They're doing a relatively weird mechanic. Boss, it's not MTG, but it is drama. How do we feel about Brennan Lee Mulligan leaving Dropout? I also saw that video, and they're a master of their craft. They're a master of their craft. I wish them the best of luck with crafting, what was it, shoes for American Girl dolls? Coleslaw, thank you for coming by the stream. I appreciate you stopping by. We're going to be checking out all of the Edge of Eternity stuff in just a moment. So Brandon Lee Mulligan made a joke video about quitting Dropout to make American Girl doll shoes. And there is an actual website. Wolf, the stream name Total Drama Tuesday is a reference to Total Drama Island. I have never watched Total Drama Island, though. Shy Lovebird, thank you for the 3 months with Prime and for kicking off that hype train. Welcome back to the dog home. Oh, it was for an episode of Game Changers. That makes sense. I thought it was just I thought they just like got bored and did it as a bit. Huge news for the unemployed. Ancient Tomb is spoiled. Hell yeah. Nay Theater, it's going to be on Thursday. We are hoping that it will finish the list. I cannot be 100% confident in our review speed, but I am hopeful. Jomi Bug, thank you for the 5th month in a row with Prime. I can feel the sub baby kicking daddy. I am less grateful for those Jeffrey dollars than I ever have been before, but thank you. Why would you say that? Oh, Kolos. Oh, Kolos, you're going to get used to it. Okay, I think we're out of the ad break, and oh, we need to do Wolf's random smasher pass. Will this review be in a commander base or in a constructed base or both? TF, it's gonna be a little bit freeform, which I realize is a lot of a non-answer. This, I will probably gloss over a lot of the cards that I feel like are relatively unremarkable. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that is very much this is for draft, and I will remark on the big mechanics like station, warp. I've heard people talking about lander tokens, but for the big legendary creatures, we'll focus mostly on commander, and I will scat if I think something can break into standard, but please understand, I'm mid at Magic. I'm okay. I'm not great. I know quite a lot about navigating the social ins and out of Commander, and I know quite a lot about talking shit, but I'm not a great resource for like, oh, this is definitively going to impact Standard in this way. I am a great resource for, oh, this is definitively going to feel like dog shit. Goddess, Legendary Spacecraft will be commanders once this set is officially released. Until then, they're not. Re-Ink, I thought about it, but then I forgot to do it. And then personal question from Nay Theater. Who's your favorite Pokemon and why is it Vaporeon? It's, don't sleep on Cyndaquil, you motherfucker. Don't do that. Typhlosion, my goat. Alright, 2 random Smasher passes. Pass. Fuck this thing. Smash. Smash. Maltown, didn't you think the Lionheart was going to suck everywhere, though? Card slaps and limited. Yes, I did. I was extremely wrong about Lionheart. I was extremely wrong about how unplayably bad Lionheart was. Lionheart is, in fact, very playable in limited, although I do believe to some degree that was pushed by the prevalence of casting 4 mana matters. I think if casting 4 mana was not an archetype that mattered, Lionheart being 4 would have made it feel quite bad compared to other things. Also, BM Shooter, thank you for gifting 10 subs and kicking the hype train to level 4. I appreciate you so much. Welcome to the dog home. But yeah, Lionheart, and that's again an example of like 1v1 Magic. I'm getting there. I'm not great. I'm not great. Please call me an idiot. Call me a dumb baby who was wrong about the power level of a card. Because in Commander, that shit still sucks. But yes, in draft, I fully anticipated Lionheart to be a garbage card, and every time we've played it, it was good, and every time it was played against us, it was good. Madame Mox, thank you for the Twitch follow. It is still ridiculous grime on Squall. It's still a hilarious flavor miss in terms of how good Lionheart is in the game. All right. Aaron, we're looking at Edge of Eternity spoilers today. The official spoilers. Mauled a Gen 2 baby confirmed. Probably clutches his copy of Silver to sleep. I am just a fire type baby. I think the only non-fire type that I love is Totodile, because Feraligatr is dope as shit. But I love Gen 1, I love Gen 2. I love most of the gens, but I'm a fire type. We're not bringing back the Typhlosion meme. We're not talking about the Typhlosion allegations. Anyway, I'm going to MTG Goldfish. I am looking up cards. I am looking up Edge of Eternity spoilers. We are getting this stream onto some fucking rails right now. Okay. Recently previewed cards. Target player mills cards. We need the... Hold on. I need the framing to be different for this. MTG Goldfish, why do you suck? Soulstorming, thank you for the 75-bit cheer. PSA, unless the legendary spacecraft can become a creature, it can't be your commander. This matters a lot for analysis. Right, it needs to have a power toughness. And then Ontario, thank you for the 25-bit cheer. Who else up? Marduing they wizards. You know we are. Yeah, we're going to go to Scryfall. I think we'll turn on some haunting background music. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't we? Hold on, what's my... There we go. Ontario, thank you for the 25-bit cheer. Set EOC. Should pull up all the spoilers. God bless. Okay. First, we have Kilo, Apogee Mine, Jeskai, Haste 3/3, on tap, Proliferate. That's not trustworthy. Okay. I don't mind that. I'm going to mind it as soon as anybody plays it against me, but I think in my mind palace, I think that's like, I don't think proliferation is like very good to begin with. And you could do something bracket 2, and you could do something, and this is probably better ways to go infinite to try to do like bracket 4 proliferation. I mean, it definitely won't be interesting, but if we ask the Jeskai players to be interesting, their heads are going to explode. Okay, and now we'll go to main set. Some spice. Can I get like... I need the aspect ratio to be better. Okay, I can accept this, and then we'll click into individually interesting ones. Jack, no, we cannot. Okay, Anti-Causal Vestige. When this creature leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from your hand onto the battlefield tapped, and you can warp it for 4. So warp is our mechanic that says, you may cast this card from your hand for its warp cost, exile it next to end step. You may cast it from exile on a later turn. So you get a guaranteed 4 mana, draw a card, put a presumably 4 CMC or lower permanent onto the field. That's interesting. Sid, this is similar to Adventure, but it's not playing with different card types. And notably, you can cheat this with Flicker. If you, yeah, it interacts with beans as well, because it's giving you a cheaper casting cost for big stuff, which can get really fucked up really quickly. And if you play this and then you exile it, remove it from the battlefield, and bring it back, you, I believe, get to cheat this delayed trigger. And so you can keep the creature forever, although it's not an insane mana cheat. Okay, let's just get into the bad stuff. Tezzeret, cruel fucking captain. Fuck this guy. Hammers. So for 3 mana, you get a 4 loyalty planeswalker. Whenever an artifact enters, notably not a non-token artifact because there is no god, you get a loyalty counter on him. For 0 mana, you untap part of your infinite. For 3 mana, you search for part of your infinite. For 7, loyalty, not mana. For 7 loyalty, you get an emblem with at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put 3 counters on artifact you control. If it's not a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot artifact creature. I have gone back and forth on this. I saw this get spoiled at MagicCon Vegas, and I have gone back and forth on how much I'm going to hate it. And at first, I thought it was going to be way too good, and then I was like, no, it's way too bad. And now I'm back on, I hate it because it's way too bad. I think this is just going to enable a legion of artifact dirtlers who don't win the game. Because getting, like, whatever, you blow the emblem out really quickly. Oh my god, you have a 3/3 every turn. Now, if you're using it for part of an artifact infinite loop, then yeah, it's good. And so it will probably it will probably break something in some 60 card format just because it's an artifact tutor and just because it's an artifact untapper. In Commander, I feel like this is either the most disgusting bracket 4 commander ever or the most do nothing bracket 2 commander ever. And that is very womp womp for me. But maybe you could do like colorless stacks. Tezzeret, the unemployer of trinket mages. That makes me like him more. Gonna hate him in Brawl? No, you're gonna... Listen, I'm doing a different video about this. They're making Planeswalkers commanders. I'm sorry if you had to hear it from me. Mark Rosewater, on his blog, asked people for input on if they want Planeswalkers to be commanders. That means they're doing it. As somebody who works in, like, the entertainment industry, if a content creator or a business ever asks you, do you want us to do this thing? It means we have already decided to do it. We have run the numbers. I have personally given 3 presentations to our board members about how good it's going to be once we do it. And this is the last T we're crossing, the last I we're dotting to make sure the world is not going to explode once we do it. I'm not happy about it, but it's 100% happening. Like the fact that they even asked, do you guys want this, means they're doing it. Marty, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. No! Why? No! A white man! It's so typical. It's not going to be the end of the world. It just means that, like, we're all going to have to learn, hit people more. Grace, does he ask every year? That would change the calculus. Because I push Planeswalkers out of my mind. But I saw him follow up the post about vehicles being commanders, asking about Planeswalkers. Okay. Either way, we're going to keep moving on with actual cards from the set. All Fate Stalker. When this enters, exile a non-assassin creature until this leaves. You can warp it. So you could, like... That seems interesting. This seems like an interesting thing you could do in draft. To be like, 2 mana, I'm going to get rid of a blocker for this turn. Oh, yeah, and you can use them to cheat your other warp creatures. I think that's neat. Okay, then we have Esteli Reclaimer. The fucking... Okay. When this enters, return a non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value X or less from graveyard to field, where X is mana spent to cast this creature. Good. We've learned a little bit from Beans. Banishing Light, this is a reprint. Is there a way to... Is like minus reprint the thing to exclude? Okay. That cut like 100 cards. That seems right. It didn't cut Banishing Light. Never mind. Who knows the Scryfall syntax for unique cards? Please, my family is starving. Not reprint. Okay. Okay. Cards are not reprints. Exile all creatures in spacecraft. Good. This is going to become necessary if these are commanders. When you cast your second spell each turn, make 2 1/1s or Cathar's Crusade. I hate counters. I hate tokens. Sure. This might make double spelling actually playable in draft, and it will give you fuck-ass Jeskai players more glue to huff. Then 3 mana, destroy a non-land permanent. Its controller makes a lander token. So lander tokens are a new token type that for 2 colorless and tap sack, you get a basic land card to field tap. So it's a 2 mana evolving wilds. Huh. Okay. Depending on how prevalent those are, I actually don't mind that. And then Exalted Sunborn, Flying Lifelink. Flying Lifelink token doubler, fucking hammers, hammers, hammers. Okay. I said not a reprint. Focus Fire, here's our combat trick. Deals X damage to attacking or blocking, where X is 2 plus numbers of creatures and or spacecraft. Okay. Having this type of removal in draft has typically been satisfying. Halia, Guided by Light. This is a legendary... Oh wow, a life gain effect when a creature enters? How daring. How bold. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card if you've gained 3 or more life this turn. Jesus, I would do so much to make sure that nobody ever built this as a commander. This sounds like... So I think we're what? We're 2 for 2 on commanders we've seen being don't win the game, but do dirtily nonsense. Hard Light Containment. Enchant an artifact you control. When it enters, exile target creature an opponent controls. This is the type of shit that makes me nervous for draft, or it makes me feel like the draft is going to feel... Arcliner, you've not. This is the type of shit that makes me feel like the draft is going to feel clunky, because if we're splitting, like if the spacecraft don't do enough before they're stationed, we're going to get a very, very weird balance of non-creature artifacts and creatures in draft decks that can sometimes make games seem like really, really underwhelming. I saw the warp cost. Whatever. This is still Taco Bell. I recognize a chalupa when I see one, Marty. Honored Knight Captain, 2 mana, make an extra body. 6 mana sack, get an equipment to field. Oh, Cauldra Compli 8 stocks are going totally fucking lateral. That's very normal, but good for the good for the Naya players. Okay, Lumen class frigate, a 2 mana spacecraft. So when you station it for 2, other creatures get +1/+1. When you station it for 12, it is a 3/5 with flying and lifelink. Wow, that makes me worried about draft. So really the way station is going to play out is if I play a creature that I do not need to block with, I'm using it to station. Right, this being a rare is... No, Elegman, I'm saying I'm worried because this sucks. This looks booty ass. And this is the rare spacecraft. I mean, Banner, like, 1 power, 1 toughness was very, very important in Final Fantasy draft, so I'll give it And you can combine it with like, okay, I do this and then I warp. So on turn 3, I could like play this, warp her, station it, get the banner. Okay. I can kind of see it. I just don't like that we need so many pieces. You can station things that are summoning sick. That is the thing that's going to save it. Avaz, just Google Mark Rosewater's Tumblr blog. Okay, Lux Knight Breacher, 1/1 counter for each other creature and artifact you control. We have seen this before for sure. Ulcer Squadron, ETB, check top 5 for a spacecraft. Destroy a tapped thing and gain life. Put a 1/1 counter on something. When a non-token creature you control with a counter on it dies, make a 1/1 and you can warp it. Seems fine. Alright, choose one. Indestructible or deal 2 damage. Neato. Rescue Skiff, another spacecraft. 6 mana. On ETB. Reanimate something. Okay. That makes me feel much better. The fact that we're going to have these spacecraft that can do a thing without needing 8 of my creatures to tap into them. And then, we're going to have, it looks like we're having a lot of reanimation this set. Return up to 3 creature cards with total mana value 3 or less from graveyard to field. Put a counter on each of them. I'm sure nobody will combo off with that, ever. Then there's the Sarima. This is a potential commander. On ETB, search for a legendary creature, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So this has partner with whatever mono white creature you want. Other tapped legendary creatures you control have indestructible. That is god-awful. Alright, ETB, search your library for a basic plains or a creature card with mana value 1 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. No, we gave mono white Farseek? Fuck this shit, man. Nobody show Elk this bullshit, man. Nobody fucking show Elk. So 2 mana, I tutor for a plains, I tutor for Esper Sentinel, I tutor for, I don't even know what the other 1 mana targets are, like Weathered Wayfarer. Alright, Surveil 1 untapped. Oh yeah, so we're gonna have those like Duskmourn, we're gonna have those Duskmourn-esque survivor strategies as well. Frozum, thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. Oh, hush, it doesn't go to Battlefield. It's not Farseek at all. Shut your fucking mouth. You know what I mean. Okay, Sunstar Chaplain. On end step, you control 2 or more tapped creatures. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Sure. 2 mana, remove a counter from a creature you control. Tap target artifact or creature. God, this is going to be an annoying draft archetype. This is going to be... That's going to be a fucking crazy annoying color to play against. They get short seek. That's what they got. Expansionist. ETB, if opponent controls more lands, make a lander token. Okay, yet another... Hey, somebody get the ketchup ramp folder. We got another motherfucker to toss in here. Oh, landfall. Okay, they reused the bird landfall. Consult the star charts. Look at the top X, where X is lands you control. Simic didn't need that, man. Put 1 into hand. If it was kicked for 4 mana, put 2 into hand. Is that not just auto-include for every blue deck? Is this not just like every deck that has blue, if you don't play this, you're wrong? Because it's fine on turn 2. If you do 2 mana instant, look at top 2, get 1, whatever. This is one of the few cantrips I've seen where it stays 2 mana, but gets better and better and better the longer the game goes. That's super good. Yeah. Yeah, mono blue pillage the bog. And you can do 4 mana, get 2, and this is fucked up. Not CEDH. Well, yeah, not CEDH. But I generally... PSA for the entire stream. If I think something is CEDH playable, I will specifically say that. If I say auto include, I'm talking about, like, casual commander. What's up, Rose Knight? Okay, that's fucked up. Cryogen Relic, ETB or leave, draw a card, sack it to stun counter a tapped creature. I think this will be more viable in draft than I want to believe it will be. Also, Remote Sword, thank you for the 2 months at Prime, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. A Desculpting Blast, we have a bounce, and if it was attacking, make a 1/1. That's cool. So it seems like there's going to be a lot of, like, nickel and diming each other. This is looking like a grindy draft set off of the 20 cards I've seen. Emissary Escort. Creature gets +X/+0, where X is mana value of artifacts. Very whatever. A flash jellyfish clue guy. So it's either a flash chump blocker or it is 3 mana, draw a card. Sure, whatever. Somebody will take that and be very sad. Mechanozoa. A 5/5, a 6 mana 5/5. Tap artifact or creature, put a stun counter. We can warp for 2. Okay, seems real. This is pretty good for getting blockers through, so I think that will... Ooh. I feel better and better about the draft for this with every card I see. Because it looks like there's going to be a million different opportunities and a million different choices for how you interact and how you try to get damage through and how you try to interrupt your opponent's stationings. This is... Yeah, everything I see is like... They learned. Okay, then we have... Manon, the right hand. We may look at the top card of our library at any time. You may cast artifact spells from the top of your library. Artifacts have Urza text, but you can only spend the mana to cast something from outside your hand. Maybe I'm just dead inside, man. Maybe I'm just dead inside. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. This seems... For whoever this makes happy, good for you. I think this is 100% for people who want to play Urza, but want to be allowed in pods lower than bracket 4. And I think it just ends up Urza, but I need one more piece before the combo happens, which is, hey, that's more fair. I'm looking away. I'm looking away. Okay, Mouth of the Storm. 6/6 flying ward 2, ETB. Oh, weaken all the creatures. So this is just a big draft guy. Here's a mythic rare. 5 mana 4/6. ETB draw a card. If you are near Hellbent, you draw extra cards. And it's a 2 mana draw card. So for 2 mana in draft, you get to draw Heckbent. I like that. 2 mana, you get to draw a card, you get 4 power worth of stationing, and if you vomited your hand out, it could be 2 mana, draw 2. And then eventually you get a 5 mana great body. That is good. I don't know if people would... I doubt very many commander decks are going to want this unless you are... If you're doing a Flicker deck specifically, then maybe, yeah, you play this just to get an 18th thing that will draw you cards on ETB. Sai, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. Okay, Specimen Freighter, 6 mana spacecraft. ETB, bounce non-spacecrafts to owner's hands. Okay, I'm on stations now. I am on stations as a draft thing now that I've seen enough that like don't make me want to cry because I have played them without having a lot of stuff to station them with. Yes, lone roll. So for 9 mana, we can get a 4/7 with flying that on attack makes somebody mill. That's going to be a lot better in draft than we think, or than I would normally think. 5 mana ETB Surveil 2 with warp. Sure. Oh, mono blue is getting ETB doubles? Where are the color pie pastry chefs to yell about this? I think cuz there's that enchantment that's blue, which is triggered abilities double, but it's Yarok text. We've had some already? Okay. I mean, Warp 2 is sure. Maybe you combine this at like something crazy. Synth Lab Ship. 1 mana. Okay, so this is a 1 mana spacecraft. This is what does nothing when you play it by itself. At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 other target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature. So if we've stationed this with anything, we can station it a little bit better, or we can get damage in. That's also going to make for a lot of interesting play patterns, I think. Having to make the choice between, hey, do I use my creatures to get damage in, or do I use my creatures to station my stuff? It can't station itself, right, Tips? Because it doesn't have a power toughness until it's at 9, but the stuff you animate with it can station it. Okay, then Unravel, counter spell. Oh, if you counter a warped spell, you get to draw. That's good. That's good. Oh, that sucks, Hallinan. Goddess, it does not get 2/2. Okay, Uthros Scientist. Damn, we just fucking... Who's that French guy? Alice. We just telling Alice to go fuck herself, huh? Same goddamn text. And the jellyfish is just doing it non-legendary. That's funny. This seems fine, particularly if we're trying to do warp stuff. 4 mana, ETB, draw 2, discard, 8 station, it's a 4/4. Okay, so most of these spacecraft are going to be utility spells, and then they will have a body stapled on in case you go to the super late game. Weft Walking, 6 mana, mythic rare, enchantment. When it enters, if you cast it, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, draw 7. The first spell each player casts during each of their turns may be cast without playing its mana cost. No. Sorry, guys. My third eye is opening, and I am witnessing untold legions of group hug players ruin commander games with this card. I am witnessing so many people just chuck their commander game into the fucking ether. So you get card advantage for it, but everybody stops caring about mana. And if you're not doing extra turns, you are the last person. You are the last person to benefit. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm calling this the number one trap of the set. I will stake that claim right now. I I think this is the number one trap of the set. I think some people will use it well by if you have a flash deck. If you have a flash deck, do this on the end step of the person before you, and then just do something crazy on your turn. But if you do it, like if you ever cast this sorcery speed, you chuck your hand, you get a new hand, which is great, and then three people get to do whatever the fuck they want. They get to do a touchdown dance in your face. Yeah, like there will be a way to make this usable, but I think a ton of people are just going to punt their games in ways that are deeply unsatisfying to them. Just because like this is not as bad. I think this is going to have the same impact as like Worldfire. Or I think it's going to have a much less intense thing, but the same vibe as Worldfire for most people. They're going to be like, "Oh my god, this is so funny." And then they're going to cast it and it's going to be funny one time, and then the second time they're like, "Oh, this does just kind of fuck up the game. This does just kind of." And then like Stacks decks, Flash decks, they will be able to exploit this and do something very good with it. But yeah, it's going to have the same smell. Too many people are just going to fucking cast this raw without setting up the necessary cheatery. Soulstorming, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. This card makes me viscerally angry. This card is absolute dog shit. It's something. Okay, Weft Walking, then Alpharel. Ward, discard a card at random. Oh, that's good. I love non-mana ward costs. Whenever it attacks, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, defending player loses half their life. Yeah, dope. Positive Vine Boom. Fuck yeah, this guy's great. I think you definitely... This, I think, has the Final Fantasy smell of this should not be your commander, but he should just be a guy who is here. Life totals are very high. This is Wizards fixing it. Everybody who wanted the starting life total of Commander to be lower, here's your fucking boy. I know he's 5 mana. Ramp, play Arcane Signet. Fuck you. Alright, then we get Archenemy's Charm. Exile a creature or planeswalker. Re-handmate 2 creatures or planeswalkers. Put 2 counters on, gains lifelink. Good, solid. Probably too many pips to do in draft for most decks, but is... I think most commander decks that are black or 2-color will want this. Chorale of the Void. 4 mana, enchant a creature. On attack, put target creature from defending player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking. End step, sack this aura unless a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn. So, wait, I just get to keep the stolen guy? There's no give it back text. There's no I have to give you back the guy that I took on a field trip text. That's devastating. So I put this on one of my shitty creatures. I use it to steal something. And then I think Void is a good balancer for that. But oh, that's going to be fucked up. You don't steal anything? Yes, you do. I enchant one of my things. I swing. And I take a creature card from your graveyard. And it's under my control, tapped and attacking. That's the definition of theft. It's petty theft, which is my favorite kind. But we're taking stuff. The body was just laying there. Yeah, like a treasure will keep this safe. I mean anything in black. Okay, and then we have generic card draw spell that has upside for stuff leaving the battlefield. That's very cute. Elegy Acolyte, a 4 mana 4/4 with lifelink. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage, you draw a card and lose one. Uh-oh. Staple alert. Fucking slightly bigger, sexier Gix. That's very good for a number of decks. On end step, if a non-land permanent left or something was warped, make a 2/2. I think that will be quite good for draft. Oh, it's one or more. Okay. Never mind. Whew, my blood pressure can come down. That is still quite nice. I still think most beat 'em up decks will want this. No longer Gix's bigger, sexier sister. Yeah, it's max 3, but even getting 1 off of this, if you're doing something... I do not think anybody will do mono black beat 'em up, but I think this will be... If you are in Dimir or Sultai, and you're doing something with combat damage in Dimir or Sultai, awesome. Embrace Oblivion. Okay, sack to destroy. I don't speak Japanese. Do we have a different art for you? Okay. 4 mana, do nothing, but station 1. On discard, they lose 3. Station 8. On attack, each opponent discards. Each opponent who doesn't loses 3 life. Crazy trap. I think all of the people who believe way too much in Aklizots, like everybody with a Raven Man deck who has some dog shit discard commander is going to be like, I've done it! And it's going to be terminally fine. 3/10 Death Touch is going to hold the line. It's 3/10 Death Touch after you get 8 power into it. I think that's a relatively meaningful... That's to me is minimum 2, most likely 3 turns of you investing in it, during which your opponents can blow it the fuck up. Yeah, wheeling on station 1, like the Nekusar players who were already dealing 8 million damage when they cast a wheel spell, they will do this to win much more quickly. But this station 8 thing is... Alright, Fell Grab Ship. 3 mana, mill 3, get a creature back. Then terrible. So this is 3 mana, mill 3, get a creature. Sure. 4 mana instant. So removal is also relatively prevalent, which I like. A 1 mana Death Toucher. 1 mana equipment, +3/+1. Oh, you can void to free equip, but the equip cost is completely disgusting. They are forcing you at gunpoint to use the set mechanics. Like it or not, you will be warping. You will be warping, you dumb son of a bitch. Raven, we're checking out Edge of Eternity spoilers today. Redder, we've not looked at the precons. We're going to look at the precons either later this week or early next week. Insatiable Skittermaw, a 3 mana 2/2. Oh, but grows for void. So they really want these games to be very slow and steady value aggregation over a ton of turns. Time kit, probably not. The precon reviews are probably going to stay solo things, and the full set reviews are going to be collab things. Well, I think they should, Alec, but the fact that they should doesn't change that, like, some things are just like, ugh. It's better that it's ugh than, this being Station 2. New guy, we have music on today. Okay, when you sack something, put a 1/1 counter on this. Ooh, no non-token text. Maybe somebody will make that go crazy. You don't hear music. Hold on. How about now? Now it is. Okay. Boss who would never lie, we're just deaf. Wiccan, I have no idea when pre-orders ship. Okay, Monoist Circuit Feeder. A 4/4 flyer for 6 on ETB until end of turn. Target creature you control gets +X/+0. And target creature you control gets -0/-X, where X is artifacts. Okay, but at least it's an artifact creature. So Thera the Super Void, a 4-mana enchantment. Oh no, 3rd Grave Pact, but it's Exile, which is meaningfully different. I'm not going to call that better or worse off rip. But that is a 3rd Grave Pact has hit the fucking tower. At the beginning of your end step, if a player controls no creatures, sacrifice Sothera and then steal a thing you took with 2 1/1 counters. Gross, man. Gross, man. Definitely the healthiest Grave Pact I've ever seen. Best iteration of this effect, where once you have locked the table in your Dutch oven, it will go away and you will get something to move it forward, but it's still Grave Pact. Okay, Sunset Saboteur. Ward, discard a card. On attack. On attack, put a 1/1 counter on target creature an opponent controls. That has to be terrible. That has to be so dog shit. I mean, it's a 4/1 with menace for 2 mana, but that has to be so uniquely awful. 3 mana or 1 mana if you have gotten rid of a non-land permanent. Target opponent. Oh, a hand rip. Okay. With Void, that's cute. True, stations for 4. You play this guy literally just as station food. Or if you're doing like Black Voltron. Okay, timeline color, 2 mana. Oh, Jesus, we can warp it from graveyard. And it's a 2/2 with haste. Sure. At least it doesn't draw a card. We have not repeated the sins of that one Blitz guy. Then just more removal. Sack to Surveil. This is really just free sack outlet 15 for a lot of black decks. Oh, that's a good point about timeline color. This is just now. So with Phyrexian Altar, this is as many casts from graveyard as you have life. Alright, Void Forge Titan. Void, draw a card, lose 1. That's pretty decent. Well, for draft. I think maybe a deck will want to use this for 5 mana. We'll see. Zoo Ifit. A 2/3 for 3. Tap, reanimate something. It's a skeleton and has no abilities. Activate only as a sorcery. That's cool. So we're reanimating just for stat lines now. I reanimate Calaxion for free. Cut propulsion. Stop hitting yourself text. Okay. Debris Field Crusher. 5 mana lightning bolt. Or for 8 stations, I can get a 1/5 with fire breathing. Wow, that seems bad, but maybe the draft games are going to last so long that this is actually relevant. Galvanizing Sawship, 6 mana. 6 mana nothing, but for 3 station you get a flying haste 6/5. This is gonna make me so mad. This is gonna make me so. Third eye currently open. I'm gonna persistently draft this thing because I believe that I'll be able to station it when I'll have a 3-power thing when I get this in hand, and it's never gonna happen. And I'm gonna be like, this card sucks. And then the next game I play, somebody's gonna kill me with a fucking galvanizing saw ship on turn 6. Cause yeah, like that shitty mono black 4/1 can station this instantly. Nobody should be commandering with this card, but for draft, I think that will lead to some very funny bullshit. Right, Dave, that's the thing. It's a 6 mana do nothing, and also it's a 6 mana 6/5 with flying and haste, which is crazy fucking good. I won't say crazy, which is very fucking solid. And so it's really just how much do you believe you can get that station done. I'm talking about playing it in commander decks, not make it your commander, you motherfucking pedants. Alright, Cav Landseeker, 4 mana, 4/3 with Menace, and on ETB make a lander token. At the beginning of the end step on your next turn, sack it. Okay, so it's like the shittiest druid of the... No, it's not even that. Whatever, a draft guy that can ramp you. Then a 1 mana 2/1 that makes a 2/2 for 2. Very whatever. 2 mana artifact that loots you. Or I think that's Rummage, technically. And then for 3 mana you can sack it to make a body. That seems fine. Maybe there will be some artifacts matter thing that comes to fruition. Savannah Lion's rolling in its grave. We have a 4 mana 4/3 that gives a banner on your turn only, but also has a warp cost, so maybe you can use this to like get out in front of people. Here's another rare, Nova Hellkite, a 5 mana 4/5 with flying and haste. On ETB, deal 1 damage to target. What does the fucking Galactus Dragon do? Oh, it does Gut Shot. Oh, it does Gut Shot. But 4/5 flying haste. So you get 4 damage the turn you play it, and you get 1, and then... Yeah, sure. 4/5 flying haste, fuck it. Pain for All. 3 mana, enchant creature you control. On ETB, damage equal to power to any target. When enchanted creature is dealt damage, deals that much damage to each opponent. That could be very funny. I think that's perhaps useful for draft. This is probably me trying to be way too tricky in draft, but there's some dumbass commander combination that's going to happen here. Okay, then we have a little shock thing. Possibility Technician. Oh, we care about Kavus now. We impulse draw, but we can only play them if we control Kavus. That's kind of neat. I doubt we will get enough Kavu support for Kavu Kindred to be a thing. Then we just have a 3/3 with haste that will beat you up. A landfall 2/4. Although I guess with lander tokens you can get this to like 4/4. Then a 4 mana 3/4 on ETB. If you void it on them, you get to recast a low mana instant or sorcery. Very, extremely whatever. Ruinous Rampage. 3 mana, 3 to each opponent. Exile all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Is this how mono red is meant to cope with like control decks? Also, Jay Arlington, thank you very much for the raid, my friend. I hope you were having a good stream. We are currently reviewing the official spoilers from Edge of Eternities, which is the next Magic set. But thank you so much. Everybody go check out Jay Arlington's channel. Please give him a follow. What do Void and Station and Warp do as mechanics? I wasn't here for the start. Jesus. So Void. Did something leave? Did a non-land permanent leave the battlefield? Did you cast a Warp spell? Warp. I cast something for cheap. At the end of this turn, it goes into exile. I can cast it from exile for the full cost. Warp does not break timing restrictions. Station is you tap a creature and you put charge counters equal to its power on the thing you're stationing. Okay, Rust Harvester, a 1/1 with Menace. Oh, but repeatable... Oh, repeatable burn if we're exiling from grave. That's not that bad. Oh yeah, and Station is sorcery only, because it would be unbelievable if you could station at instant speed. So many things would go so wrong so fast. Then systems override, we get to steal things, but if it's a spacecraft, put 10 charge counters on it and you take them away at the next end step. That's cool. So if you play a spacecraft into a red deck, they could just yoink it and make it good. Yeah, this is gonna murder people in limited. You play the terrible Saw ship, and then I just go, gotcha. Yeah, you can also use this for your own spacecraft. That's cool. Alright, so it's a 2 mana. It's a 2 mana 2/1 that either ramps, gives you 2 lander tokens, or makes it a 4/3. That's pretty imposing. I feel like they give you the lander tokens almost every time, which is good for red decks who want to be very low on... Okay, that's cool. Then a 3 mana 4/3 that shoots people for artifacts. Well, it's a 3 mana shoot. Minimum, the floor is 1 if we cast this by itself, and then it can become a 4/3. Very, very whatever. Alright, when a non-token artifact enters, make a artifact token that says when this leaves, it deals 2 damage to any target. Oof. Oh god, the bullet holes. Oh, the bullet holes. It's a 2 mana thing, so it is not very difficult to create. And then a 3 mana... Ah, we have combined Impact Tremors and those, like, Flamekin Artillerist or whatever. So this is just copy 87. There's not that many versions of this effect, but I'm saying it for exaggeration. Copy 87 of the burn deck when I play things. 5 mana, 1/1 counter on each thing, and eventually becomes a Flampler. I refuse to believe that's good. But we're in the green stuff now, so I'm probably going to crash out soon. On ETB, make a lander. Fine. Each creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each land that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. Of course! Of course. Right. Took 2 cards. I fucking love fetch lands, man. I fucking love fetch lands so much. How great are fetch lands? How great. Obviously, everything is broken with Scute Swarm. At least Scute Swarm, it used to just be keep multiplying by 2. I know there's not a single green player in the world who is going to track this correctly with a Scute Swarm. They're all getting it wrong. It's not complicated, that doesn't matter. Wow, that is quite... Wow, that is quite solid. Wow. Alright, Broodguard Elite, X-Men... You know what? I'm gonna go use the bathroom. and throw up. We're going to do a 3-minute ad break. We'll be right back. Okay. Let me reassess for a moment. I know I'm the green crash out guy. I don't want to be that angry person. I'm going to be realistic about this. This is actually not that great. What this is this is more Buster Sword-esque smell stuff, where I think for bracket 2, this is cementing green land, like green stompy hegemony and green landfall dirtle, as there is no point attempting to compete on the ground against these people because they're just always going to be the best. Once we get to bracket 3, even if you're doing a landfall deck in bracket 3, you probably actually have better things to do because combat stops mattering so quickly. Or if you want to win through combat with your bracket 3 landfall deck, you are probably landfalling into Avenger of Zendikar anyway, who is already going to kill everybody. Or you are landfalling into, like, I have 10 million Scute Swarms. I don't care if they have counters on them. And so I think where this will find its biggest homes genuinely might be Golgari decks that want to, like, loop lands from their graveyard, like Golgari, like Jund, like Abzan. And I think it will be one of your favorite cards in your bracket 2 deck. And I think in bracket 3 you will start, like, that's where you will start, like, questioning if it's still worth. Like, I think bracket 2 Taval, loves this. Bracket 3 Taval, you start being like, well, what if I, like, reanimated Colossal Grave Reaver? I don't think Tifa Gaming wants it, because Tifa, you want to play it before, like, you want to play Tifa before this. But yeah, so I don't think it's broken. I think that in bracket 2, it will just be like, well, I'm board wiping now. And then in bracket 3, it will be very okay. Alright, anyway. So for X mana, it enters with X counters. When it leaves the battlefield, you put its counters on something. You can warp it for X and a green. Oh, fuck you. So that's a good body, and for 1 green mana, it just says I put that many counters on a creature I control. Okay, so green is the best station color. Unsurprising. Good to know. Good to know just how bad it is, but green is winning station duels. As an additional cost, choose a creature you control or a warped creature in exile. Deal damage equal to the power of the chosen creature to card or to creature. Sure. ETB get a counter. Counters give you trample. Sure. Sure. Yummy, yummy, yummy high fructose corn syrup. 5 mana landfall, make a 2/2, but you can warp it for 2 mana. That makes this way less of a trap for draft. I still feel like it's not... Bracket 2 landfall wheat. No hardball. I'm talking about degree. I don't think there was any question that green was going to have the best like power values. Famished Worldsire, 8 mana, 0. Oh no. Oh no. As a general rule, if you ever see a green card where the power is lower than its mana cost, it's about to cheat. So 8 mana, 0/0, ward 3, devour land 3. You can sack lands to get triple that many counters. On ETB, look at the top X where X is this creature's power. Put any number of land cards onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So this is like different scape shift. Scaper shift. You could line up some very fucked up stuff with that. I think this is scape shifter, that's better. Yeah. I think this could this might be one of my picks for every green deck. Every bracket 2 green deck can play that and be happy. Because think about it this way. If we get to 8 mana, we play this, you sack every land you have. You should get, hopefully, that many lands back out. But even if you go, let's say you sack 8 lands, you only get 6 back, you're very unlucky. What you've also done, this is deck thinning, by the way. This is actual deck thinning. Fuck a fetch land. Even if you don't have a landfall trigger, even if you can't Splendid Reclaim all of your lands back to grave, this is 8 mana. I replace my lands, and I turn all of my draws into gas. That's what is more meaningful about this to me, because bracket 2 players are incredibly bad at getting reliable card draw and reliable card selection. And so this seems like it's late game. I want every top deck to be a spell. I don't want to top deck lands anymore. Stack my board, somersault the lands out of my deck. And then you fuck it up a ton by playing stuff out of your graveyard, by doing the normal lands bullshit. Lemon, it's going good. How are you doing, my friend? Okay, Frenzied Baloth, a 2 mana 3/2 uncounterable. Trample haste. Creature spells can't be countered. Combat damage can't be prevented. It's mono green Santa Claus. What the fuck? Immediate prediction is this will ruin every draft game I see it in and will not impact standard at all. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. Every single time this card gets resolved in a draft game, I'm going to fucking rage close the client. And it's just not going to matter in 60 card. Alright, 7 mana, 5/5. Oh, but it costs X less to cast if you do a bunch of different lands. That's cool. That could be a good little treat if you try to force yourself into like 3 colors. Little Mix Doom, thank you for the $2 super chatter. Lander token's the best token ever made. I don't think it's the best, but I'm also not going to get rage baited and just hate because it's ramp. I think these are a cool token. I think Lander tokens are a cool and good thing to give non-green decks ways to get land ramp. Alright, ETB, get a lander, whatever. 5 mana. Power toughness equal to lands, also whatever. When this becomes tapped, another creature gets a buff where X is this creature's power. Oh, wow. That's really good for stationing. Use this to station. Buff something else. Use that to station. In draft, isn't it just a 3/2 trample haste, which very good, but usually not I'm dead good. It's always I'm dead good when you're playing into me. That's why I'm saying that. It's good. It's not game breaking for draft, but I'm gonna get fucked by it. All right, loading zone. 4 mana counter doubler, and then oh good, I can get it for 1 mana. So if I have this in hand with World Sire, I warp this, I World Sire, I flip my whole deck. Beautiful. Draw cards for 1/1 counter creatures dying. Sure. This, I think, was a missing piece of the green 1/1 counter slop pie. Might form Harmonizer. Double something's power until end of turn. Every Tifa player is just... Every Tifa player must have fallen to their fucking knees in the Walmart when they saw this card spoiled, man. Alright, Ouroboros, a mythic rare. At the beginning of combat, put X counters on each thing you control where X is this creature's power. Every bracket 2 game, devastated by this card. Yeah, okay. So this is just more, I think, it leaves green in kind of a weird place. It is interesting to me that WotC appears to be doubling down on we're going to make green overpowered in bracket 2 and underpowered in other brackets. Maybe there's other stuff in this set that will change that equation in my head, but it seems like, you know, 4 mana, I get 1 counter on each thing. So turn 4, I get 1. Turn 5, I get 2. Turn 6, I get 3. That is incredible dominance in bracket 2 and still seems too slow for bracket. I guess maybe if you do like... I guess if you get this turn 3, it starts to be quickly enough. And maybe if you have some crate... Maybe this is actually good enough for... Oh, 1, 2, 4, 8. Sure. It takes 3 turns before this thing's counters are extremely relevant. Yeah, extra combats could fuck it up. Hardened Scales would fuck it up. Okay, so maybe this one's bracket... This one's, hey, fuck you in bracket 3. This is Arwen, but slower. Nightwing, thank you for the 2 months at tier 1, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. That's deeply untrue, because this affects things already on the board and affects it and grows itself. So this is not slower Arwen. This is very good. Yeah, Time, I knew it increased its own power. Okay, Curiosity, 1 mana. Oh, 1 mana, gain 2 ramp. That will save a lot of draft hands. I like that. Blow up an artifact or enchantment. Maybe make a landfall. Removal. 4 mana. Oh, 4 mana butts matter. Butts matter for combat. Butts matter for station. Alright. Terra Symbiosis. Whenever you put 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature you control, draw that many cards. Do this only once a turn. I'm tired, man. I'm tired, okay? Guys, can I just say I'm tired? This is probably the closest to green Rhystic Study we will ever get. It's not Rhystic Study, first of all, before we get a bunch of people being like, oh, but Rhystic Study is the best. I think this is the closest we will get to green Rhystic Study in terms of how many cards this will actually draw over the course of a game. That's really good. This is How much does this cost in pre-order? Only $8? They don't know yet. Reinked? I'm not gonna give you actual financial advice, but if you want to buy fucking 50 copies, they don't know yet, brother. Don't buy 50 copies. Don't speculate financially on this game. But this is fucked up. Well, Terrence, it's one or more, but it's also draw that many. And so it's one or more, but the only actual handbrake is do this only once. And so if that one guy who is like an X put X counters on, if you do X equals 8, you draw 8. You just don't do it when it moves the count. Like once per turn is the handbrake. Alright, fuck that, man. Afalriel. A Dimir 2/3. ETB, draw 2, then discard 2 unless you discard an artifact. During your turn, he has Death Touch. That's chill. Not a commander at all, but is chill. Okay, Simic. ETB lander token. 8 mana, draw 2, make a creature. They really expect games to go long. God damn. Or they expect games to go to really high mana counts. Biotech Specialist, so the Gruul one also makes a lander token. 2 damage on artifact sack. I kind of really believe in Gruul for draft. Gecko, this looks like a really good draft environment to me. I am an idiot, so I'm open to other opinions, but when I look at this, I actually see a draft set that looks really, really interesting. Okay, Cosmogoyf. Oh, but it cares about exile. Oh, number of cards in exile. Hell yeah, this combo's with Necropotence. I Necropotence, pay 39. Discard a bunch. 32. That's cool. I'm sure the Gerard players will find a way to sacrifice this. Alright, Diadrine, an X mana Selesnya card. ETBs with 1/1 counters equal to mana spent. Whenever you attack, you may remove a 1/1 counter from 2 creatures. If you do, draw a card. Make a robot. That is neat. I mean, somebody will make this a commander deck, but it's just whatever, Voltron. Oh, Rapti, for sure. It was great to meet you as well, my friend. Yeah, bog me now, you dumb motherfucker. Oh, does ignore commander attack, sure. Then we have a Simic 1/3 with flying. Landfall increased base power and toughness. Alright. Okay, this is a lot of words. Infinite Guideline Station. Gecko, I do agree for 60 card formats. I don't think this set is going to impact 60 card formats. Hey, Scryfall, can you work, please? Thank you. Alright, when enters, create a tapped 2/2 for each multicolored permanent you control. Station. On station 12, you draw a card for each multicolored permanent you control. Oh wow, so many people are going to build such bad decks for this. Listen, I'm going to own up. I immediately want to get a bunch of alt arts of my 5-color Niv Mizzet decks and put all of my Niv Mizzets in astronaut helmets. This is bad. This is bad, and this is like people are going to play this commander and their only win con is going to be coalition victory, or it's going to be something really, really dumb, and they're going to go, "Why are you hitting me?" And we're going to be like, because we know you are on the worst combo known to man. We just don't know exactly what it is. Woof. Alright, 4 mana 2/2 and Rakdos. Flying. Get something back to hand. Void, grow it. Neato. Then a 7 mana odd or even board. Hold on. Choose odd or even. Destroy each creature with the mana value of the chosen quality. Then steal everything else. Untap them. Gain haste. That's dope. That's fun. That's clever as hell. Then Pinnacle Emissary. So Izzet is going to be... Oh, hold on. Not every single card of that deck is going to be good card mid-range. I mean, it could. It could very... Yeah, so it's 5-color deck, so we could very easily just get pile of cards in 5 colors. It's just so whatever. Okay, anyway. Artifact spell makes you an artifact. That's gonna get fucked up somehow. I don't think we did, Hellcat. Alright, we have Ragost, Deft Gastronaut, a 2-mana lobster citizen. Artifacts you control are foods. You can sack a food to deal 3 damage to each opponent. At the beginning of each end step, if you've gained life this turn, untap Ragost. We get food fight? Yeah, we get a shrimp fried this rice? You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? Bam! Yeah, that's cool as fuck. I don't know how difficult it is to make food in Boros, and so it might be tough to make him... It might be tough to make him your commander. He just might be like that Tutor Rocco. Yeah, Street Chef, Dave. So you take Tutor Rocco, or you take some Naya commander, and you flop him out. Oh, right. Every artifact's food. I'm dumb. I'm dumb as hell. This guy cooks, literally. Dope. Forget date everything. We're on eat everything. Tom Mahogany, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's the card that has piqued your interest the most in this set? Love the content. Keep it up. I appreciate you, Tom. Thank you. This is my first time looking at the spoilers, so I will lock that in by the end of the stream. But right now, don't currently have one. Okay, that's cool. On end step, if you have tapped creatures, make a 2/2. This seems like draft archetype legendary and not commander legendary. Then a 4/4 double strike vigilance, affinity for artifacts. That's neat. You could maybe do something with Boros Storm there. Although everyone's going to try to make this like a Voltron deck because they see a 4/4 with double strike. But affinity for artifacts on all spells is like, you could artifact Storm if you're mostly colorless. Or if you have like Burgi and you have a low number of pips. Next is Siege Ship Brood Tender. A 2-mana Golgari card. ETB mill 3. 5 mana. Reanimate something. That's good and healthy. That'll go in most casual Golgari decks from now until the end of time. Board wipe, mill half. Fuck yeah. Dope as shit. Mill's back, baby. The Azorius archetype is double spell into make tokens. That makes sense. The Orzhov archetype is a 2/2. Whenever another creature you control dies or is put into exile, so getting warped works. You put a counter on this guy, you gain a life. If he goes away while being power 4 or greater, blow something up. I feel like this is the commander for Oops, I'll Warp. Or, Void. Like, me when I Void on you. You could definitely get something going here. Servandum, also Orzhov, Death Touch, Lifelink. ETB or attack. Attacking creatures get +1/+0 and Death Touch. So, Orzhov is the aggro archetype. Or not even, maybe tempo. That's pretty normal for Orzhov. Umbuka, it's very good for Blink. I'm specifically saying if you looked at the Void mechanic and did, I want to build a deck that's as many Void things as I can, this guy's a good commander for it. He's also a good commander for just, here's my Orzhov Aristocrats deck. Here's my Orzhov Sack deck, because he will be a damage outlet for it. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, we have Tanuk, a Gruul 2/4, landfall, 1 damage to each opponent. Second time, draw a card. Fuck you, man. Alright, every landfall deck in the world has gotten 1 card smaller. 3 mana rock, 7 mana sack to draw X, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. Sure. Most decks will not use this, but some decks will. We have a 9 mana... Oh, Warp 3. So this is... I station something for 3 mana. This fucking spaceship, done. We are ready to go. From Companion. When he gets sleepy, you gain a life. For 2 mana, you can put something from the graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Wow, that seems bad. I'm so sad. He's so cute, and I want to draft him, but Dauntless Scrapbot, 3 mana ETB. Oh shit! Exile everyone's graveyard. Madra, I know you're in here. I want you to look at this card, and I want you to look at how it says exile each opponent's graveyard, and notably does not say give all of your creatures +1/+1 for each card you exile. It says make a lander token. Internalize this card design. I beg you. But that's funny as fuck. Graveyard haters eating well. Then we have Dawnsire, Sunstar Dreadnought. Whenever you attack, deal 100 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Oh, it does not say opponent controls. So this is... Where's that fucking red card that says, like, when this takes damage, it deals that much to each opponent? People are just going to do this and Stuffy Doll, or this and this inside a deck that can make fucking that red effect and just ion cannon you. That's hilarious. Yeah, the Brash Taunter effect. Pain for all, yeah. That is goddamn ridiculous. And then it becomes a 2020. I mean, if you draft this, you are a maniac. I don't think we're doing anything with this in draft unless you have the craziest station pile in the world. But yeah, in Commander, this is probably kooky as fuck. Then Dominion Bracelet. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. You can... oh, that's a 15? Yeah, 15 mana. Exile it. You control the person. This ability costs X left to activate, where X is the creature's power, but equip 1. That's funny. This is just the little locket to remember Emrakul by. That's funny. We're also going to depart from cards for a moment to talk about Rat Fans Rant. My whole fucking county doesn't have clean drinking water right now, and my local food bank, where I'd go first for bottled water, went under due to current legislation. I'm not even gonna yell, but I would like to take a moment for us all to appreciate how terrible that is, and how it is going to keep happening. I think just yesterday, or the day before, the Supreme Court decided on the shadow docket that Trump got to unilaterally fire most of the Department of Education as he attempts to dismantle it. Things are going to get bad. I will attempt to avoid going on a yelly targeted political tangent right now, but please keep in mind, things are bad. Things are not getting better. Things are going to continue getting worse, because all of the legislation that is being forced through to protect people in power, to protect predators in power, and to defund the places that were helping your community. And so it is more important now than ever to support your neighbors, get to know your neighbors, support your local community where you can, because more and more communities are going to be marginalized, are going to be poisoned by the way our government is operating. Arya, we've gotten through like 150 cards so far. Sphinxius, Derpy Turtle, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. And Chris, Thank you for joining the dog home on YouTube. Pain for all is beautiful for Weta. That's fucking true. Terrence, it's supposed to be the point. All right. Oh god. Next we have the End Stone, which is 7 mana legendary artifact. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card. At the beginning of your end step, your life total becomes half your starting life total rounded up. Okay. Third Eye. Third Eye is gonna open right now. I think way too many people are going to believe in Johnny-ass combos about life gain and life loss. Because of that, your starting life total becomes half your starting life total. I am now going to call this the Buster Sword of this set, because in terms of decks having a top end, this now says, if you cannot deal 20 damage to me, I'm immortal. Right? You have to deal more than 20 damage to me, or I'm not fucking dying. That's really good in bracket 2. And then it is just, I have a million card draw for the rest of the game. So you cheat this out, you're happy. You reanimate this, you're happy. I doubt it's going to impact... I doubt it is going to impact like bracket 4 or CEDH, because that cost is too high and the cheatery is so difficult. But I think every bracket 2 deck that doesn't play it has probably made a mistake, unless they are on like Boros aggro. And I think plenty of bracket 3 decks can find a reason they would want to play this. That's very, very good. That is incredibly good. And then we have Eternity Elevator, which taps for 3 mana. I hit the clip button, I meant for the Vine Boom. Excellent. 2 equally good cards. And then if you get it to 20, you can float 20 mana. That's terrible, but some Selvala player is going to have a very, very good time with that. We also have a rant redeem from Akon about the US government. There is too fucking much to talk about, but I think the first thing that came to mind is all of the podcast hosts who are currently pretending that this isn't what they voted for. Like, this is... We currently have... It is just so disheartening to see all of them immediately go, oh yeah, the Epstein file's not actually important. Like, I can't imagine, there was nobody alive in 2020 who was going, oh yeah, punishing Jeffrey Epstein doesn't matter. And now all of them are doing that. Now all of them are going with this fake fucking story with edited video footage. I'm not saying doctored, but they confirmed that the video footage they released of the prison was edited. We do not know how it was edited, but we know it was made out of multiple different clips. And they're now going, yeah, guess there was no blackmail. He was lone wolf. He was a maverick. Like, whatever the policy disagreement, whatever the, oh, America needs to be strong, I don't understand how you could look anybody you know in the eye, God forbid look your children in the eye, and go, Yeah, I'm still with this guy. One of his main campaign promises was, we're going to get this guy who the Democrats are protecting, which was not true, but he said it, which the Democrats are protecting, and we're going to reveal all of this to the world and punish all of them as they should be punished. And everyone went, yeah. And now all these motherfuckers are dropping their kids off at school and going, well, I guess that doesn't matter now. As long, it's okay. I don't know what people name their kids. It's okay, Tracy. I defunded your college education. It's all right we didn't get him. All right, next rant. Rant about how watermelon is the best fruit that has and will ever exist. Ah. See, that rant's actually kind of divisive. That is... I'm an apple guy. Watermelon's good. I'm not going to hate on watermelon, okay? I love watermelon. I eat apples like horses do. Tangerines exist? Sorry? All right, my apologies, everybody. We're going to ban that motherfucker. Tangerines exist. Holy shit, dude. Not for a moment. It's not banana. Who's that on YouTube? Morpheus? It's not banana. Apples are like the peanut butter and jelly your mom made you when you were a kid as a fruit. They're just so solid. You cut them up, you do peanut butter, you can do honey, like whatever you want. It's good. You eat it by itself. It's awesome. It's hard to defeat the humble apple. Pineapple's dope too. Tangerines are allowed, but putting them up near apples is crazy. Apples are too acidic. MLP, do you know what an allergy is? I think I'm mildly allergic to apples in hindsight because they kind of sting. Marty, you know what? I think you are too. But watermelons are high tier for sure. No, I don't. You may not present tomato, Hagiomaniac. You can get the fuck out of here with tomatoes. Gorilla, thank you for the 4 months in a row at tier 1. Test, does this get through timeout? You were already unbanned, unfortunately, but I will keep your money, thank you. Let's move it along to the Extinguisher Battleship. Oh, Shaw's asking about good mono green cards I should be edging to. There's a ton of really good bracket 2 cards. There's 1 or 2 that I'm like, maybe this will impact bracket 3, but if you have a like bracket 2 landfall or like power deck, you're eating good. Okay, Extinguisher Battleship. 8 mana, ETB, destroy, non-creature permanent. Oh, then soft board wipe. And you can make a Flampler relatively quickly. This is it's expensive, but I think you could try something with this. Okay, Nutrient Block, an indestructible food token, and when you eat it, you draw a card. That's cute. That's very, very cute. Survey Mechan, a 4-mana 1/3. God, that's bad. But 10 sack it, deal 3 to any target. Target player draws 3, gains 3. Oh, costs X less, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. Okay, so they are trying to trick people into drafting 5-color. They're trying to trick motherfuckers into drafting 5-color bad stuff in the draft environment. Oh, Frenchman, you had a random smasher pass? Yeah, let's get you. This is a land. Big smash. Big smash. On the back of whatever this weird goat thing is. Okay. Oh, the first of the Sliver Brigade. A 6-mana affinity for Slivers artifact that gives them double strike and haste, and at the beginning of your upkeep, make 2 slivers. I'm sure the Earthworm Jim cosplayers are gonna be happy about this. That's fine. Whatever. Whatever. It's slivers. We know what they are. No, Arya, because it fucks with the aspect ratio. We have Virulent Silencer, a 3-mana 2/3. Whenever a non-token artifact creature you control deals combat damage, they get poison counters. I love that. I love that shit. That's sick as fuck. Then Wormwall Sweeper, a 2-mana spacecraft that says Surveil 2, or it can turn into a 2/2 flyer. That's really... Wow, that's really bad payoff, but also really low investment. Now we're going to start getting lands. Oh, these are all the Station 12 get crazy dog shit. So the white one, at 12 charge counters for 4 mana and tapping, you can make a token copy of an artifact or enchantment, but it's legendary. Sure. The green planet is a Vendo, becomes Gaia's Cradle, or near Gaia's Cradle. It's green and a tap. The red planet, Cavaron, is 1 and a red, sack a land to make a 2/2, then give everything +1/+0 in haste. Red remains undefeated at getting the worst card out of every cycle. That's so that's so fucking rude, dog. You put this shit next to Gaia's Cradle? We're putting 2/2 and a haste enabler next to fucking Gaia's Cradle, dog? That's diabolical. That is diabolical. The black planet, Susur Secundi. 2 mana, tap, pay 2 life. Sack a creature to draw cards equal to their power. Yeah, plenty of black decks will want that. I mean, I don't think that's... Oh god, and blue is the Urza land. So green and blue are the best ones. I think plenty of decks will at least be open to playing Adagia and Susur, and the red one is a joke, as things typically are. Okay, 0-point ballad. Destroy all creatures with toughness X or less. You lose X life. If X is 6 or more, recur something. That's cool. Another neat board wipe. Second copy of Toxic Deluge. Well, no. This is mana instead of life, not Toxic Deluge. But another neat board wipe that can give you some benefit back. Terminal Velocity, 6 mana sorcery. Put something on field. So it's pseudo sneak attack. You put it to field, it gains haste. When it leaves, it deals damage equal to its mana value to each creature, and at end step, sack it. So get a thing for a turn, and then board wipe. Marty, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Wait a fucking minute. I thought Tolarian Academy was banned. Yeah, I think these are less crazy than most people believe, or this should really drive home how often you need to be pressuring life totals in casual commander games. Because if people are tapping out their creatures to try to station these lands and not doing other shit, hit them really fucking hard. Pick up the nearest brick to you and get them about it. Like, they deserve it, especially the artifact player. Elikman, thank you for the rant. Rant about how the Hive Pool should have been a kindred artifact with the sliver type, just to melt the brains of judges the world over and cause a litany of ruling headaches, for the artifact would interact with sliver cards that share their text with it. I think that's a perfect rant about why that shouldn't have happened. Slivers have caused enough headaches with all of their rulings not being considered. They are annoying enough. We cannot create an overflow error of annoyance to make them cool. They just give you a migraine. They don't need to do it professionally. Okay, and then we have commander cards. So I'm going to hit another manual ad break, and then we will pull up EOC. And then we will do full. I'm going to move myself over to this side and transform horizontally. Yeah, that's good. And that way, as Arya was suggesting, we can appreciate them in all of their glory. I wasn't fucking recording the first half, so I guess the non-commander stuff is going to have to be in a different VOD. Fucking tremendous. Okay. Manual ad break for a moment. We'll be right back. All right, children, we're back, and now it's time for the commander cards. All right. Hearthhole, the World Seed. This is our Jund spacecraft. Nothing by itself. At 2 power, you can pay 1 and sack a land to draw 2 cards and get an extra land drop. That's already fucked. Already fucked. Already great. Mauled, we now have a dinosaur set as vehicle spec and a sace. Jesus. Mauled, we now have a dinosaur set, a vehicle set, and a space set. We only need a magic school bus style human anatomy set, and the MTG autism will be complete. Okay, at 8 mana, flying, vigilance, haste. When you sack a land, each opponent loses 2 life. That doesn't seem unfair. That's quite a good draw engine in your command zone. Quite a good draw engine in the command zone. I don't think Jund has the most untappers. I think green actually might be the best way to untap this if you're not doing voltaic, like colorless voltaic key stuff. That's going to be very solid. And we have a inevitable way to kill everybody. I like that. In Spirit flagship vessel, the Jeskai one, at station 1, you can put a +1/+1 counter or 2 charge counters onto an artifact. And then at 8, other artifacts you control have X-proof and indestructible. Not high power, but very good. I don't like... I don't think you ramp to this any type of way. And maybe there's a specific combo you can do with it, but this mostly just seems like by turn 6, you're done fucking with me. Oh, and they're gonna be the board wipe player. Oh no. they're just gonna play. They're either gonna do like the least inspired combo deck ever and protect their combo pieces, or they're gonna do artifact creature overrun, and this is the Overwatch spaceship, and they just nuclear bomb everyone else. Okay, solid for Jeskai. We talked about this guy, fucked up, gonna combo off. Proliferate probably needs it for bracket 4, but I don't care about it in bracket 2. Zarel Genesis Shepherd, a 5-mana Jund insect that gives us lands from grave, and when you sacrifice something during your turn, put counters equal to Zarel's power on up to one other target creature. Or Zarel and Corval just making out every commander game. Gitrog. This is just... I don't think he's definitely not more powerful than any of these other Jund land sack guys, but he's just he's their understudy. He wants to be them one day. All 3 are in the pre-con. God damn it. I am about to pluck my third eye out. Patrolling Peacemaker. ETB with 2 counters. Whenever an opponent commits a crime, proliferate. That's cool. Hell yeah. The made-up bullshit reference I made to fighting crime in my TikTok about custom cards is now a reality, and they didn't break it. Dope. Insight Engine. 2 mana, put a charge counter on this, then draw a card for each charge counter on it. Yeah, I'm gonna buy 20 copies of Vandal Blast for no reason. For no reason. Uthros Researchcraft. 3 mana artifact. At 3 station, when you cast an artifact spell, draw a card and put a charge counter on this. At 12, it's a 0/8, but it gets +1/+0 for each artifact. That seems... I was gonna say incredibly normal, but I feel like... It's not overpowered. I feel like I'm not gonna like it anywhere it gets played, because this is, I think, just the 8th draw engine for some type of mono blue, or is it artifact storm deck? Like, oh look, it's Joyra's Ride. Harval, I don't know what the Game Changer competition going on is. Eumidian Wastewalker, 4 mana black insect. When this creature attacks, you and defending player each discard or sack. You draw a card for each land card put into a graveyard this way. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's neato. It's... I think locked into bracket 2 pretty hard. I think it's got pretty tight chains around it in bracket 2, but that's cool. Look at the Insight Engine art hands. Yeah, they've got a bunch of fingers to make fun of AI. Hell yeah. Alright, 7 mana artifact creature. On ETB, any number of non-creature artifacts become 3/3s. Sack them at next end step. Each artifact creature you control has melee, trample, and haste. Oh, red junk. We inch closer to playable. Red junk in my trunk becomes closer to a reality with every passing day. Beautiful. Evendo Brush Razor, a 3 mana 2/2. When you sacrifice something, exile the top. During your turn, Oh, if you sacrifice something, you can play things you've exiled. Sack a land for 2 red. Dope. Fuck lands. Long range sensor. When you attack a player, put a charge counter on. 1 mana, remove 2 charge counters, discover 4. Holy shit, red card draw. Holy shit. Red card draw engine. Officially. It might be one of the best ones they have. That's so sad. This is so good. This is so good for them. That's terrible. That's terrible that this is like... Actually, if you have a red deck, discover 4 every 2 turns isn't really card draw. Yes, it is for mono red. That's the point. It is. It is discover 4. It's also not every 2 turns. It's discover 4 every time you attack 2 players. If you attack 2 different people, that triggers this twice. So if you are just mono red and you have 2 safe attacks, this is discover 4 for 1 mana. And discover is card draw. Discover, you can just put the card into hand. So like if you hit something you don't want, the biggest limiting factor is it's it's every turn for 1 mana I get to draw a bad card, which is fucking hilarious because it's only discover 4, so you skip everything at high mana value. So if you have like a Boros aggro deck, 3 mana to play it might be steep, but everything after that is money. But other than that, it is just like draw a bunch of shitty non-lands. That's awesome. Oh, you read it as explore. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. Planetary Annihilation. Each player chooses 6 lands they control, sacks the rest, deals 6 damage to each creature. We did it. We did it. Good. 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 Fuck these lands. You don't need that many. Good. Baloth Prime. Creature enters tapped with 6 stun counters on it. Whenever you sack a land, make a tapped 4/4 green beast creature token and untap this creature. 4 mana, sack a land, gain 2 life. 4 mana, 10/10, baby. Hell yeah. But enters tapped with 6 stun counters. I like that green is incentivized to... God, never mind. I want this to be... I want this to be quirky. But it's really not, because it just says, like, fetch lands, evolving wild stocks, keep going through the fucking roof. But okay. Okay. DMC, thank you for the 100 bits. The 200 bits. I do think it might be too slow for Pia, but it might not be. The free cast is actually pretty hot. Dal Paladin Advisor Guy, thank you for the Twitch follows. Welcome to the doghouse. Alright, Brood Ship. 1 green, turns into expiration at 3, turns into... Is this... Oh, this is much better than Conduit of Worlds. I published a Patreon deck tech today where I was bemoaning Conduit of Worlds, the 1 spell a turn limit, actually being way tougher than I thought. But this being sack a land to cast a permanent spell from your graveyard. Station 8 is steep, but this is the first steep Station 8 where I'm like worth playing into. Is the sensor too slow or clunky with Anim Pakal? Your gnomes don't proc attack triggers when you make them. It depends on your Anim Pakal deck. If you are going to be swinging out at different players, this is fine. I think it's better in PNLR than it is Anim Pakal. Okay, this is the first Station 8+ where I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna work for this. I'm gonna work hard for you. Okay, 3 mana, lands enter untapped, make a lander token whenever you attack a player. That's quite fucking good for lower power decks. This is one of those, like, Bracket 2, it's going to look like a motherfucker. Bracket 3, it's going to be like, eh. Bracket 4, the lands untapped thing maybe becomes relevant one day, but it's not, we're not insane. Don't say swarm. Don't fucking say swarm to me, dog. Don't. I'll fucking do it. I swear to God. I swear to God. Okay, flying 1/1. When you sack a land, make a tapped token that's a copy of this creature if 7 or more land cards are in your graveyard. Ooh. Otherwise, make a 1/1. Hey, whoa. Thank you for the 5 gifted community subs. Welcome to Dog Heaven, my friend. I appreciate that. Hey, for sure. Thank you. I think this is much more fair than Scute Swarm. I think 7 lands in grave, much, much harder to achieve than 6 lands on field. They are flying, but I think the flying doesn't matter that much. If we could go back in time and print this instead of Scute Swarm, I might not be a green hater. Yeah, Scape Shift with it is fucked up. Next, Moxite Refinery, 2 mana artifact, 2 mana tap, remove X counters from an artifact or creature, choose one. Put charge counters on, put X +1/+1 counters. Okay. I don't really think this will be that useful as a purely move around thing. This feels to me like I play this when my deck has things that double or add additional counters, and then I move them around as a sort of Ponzi scheme, shell game. What's that one island that people always put their money on? But some type of financial crime is happening here. To move the counters around. It's not Merit Lage, because it's removing counters from an artifact or creature, not a land. Maybe Monte Carlo. I don't remember. It's very much not a Dark Depths thing. Cayman Islands, yeah. This seems like a Cayman Islands-ass card, where as soon as you have something that says put more on, or something that says put double on, then yeah, you move it once, and oh holy fuck, this is crazy. Solar Array. Add 1 mana. When you next cast an artifact spell, it gains Sunburst. Oh, you can use that to preload charge counters. That is adorable. Then we have Surge Conductor. When a non-token artifact you control enters, proliferate. Fucked up. Pay 1 life, add black, put a hatchling counter. When you sack this land, make a bunch of insects. Okay. I like this. It's tokens, it's land stuff, which I typically crash out about, but what I really like is Magic. Magic appears to be recognizing that everybody hates the lands problem. People consistently hate that mana screw, mana flood, and nothing else to do is a thing in this game, and I believe these are good steps to address that. It is a monocolor land that is going to build up towards something, so it doesn't feel like you're doing nothing. Excellent. Excellent. Wonderful. Wondrous. Okay, fixing land, fixing land. Okay, we're completing cycles. These are all fetchable, which will be relevant for putting them in decks over other things. But it's really just... Oh, is that it? Okay, we just get mana. So we're just looking at these commanders. This is fucked up. So what card interests me the most? Because we had a super chat on YouTube about what would I want to play. I am a Jund boy, and so I'm kind of looking at the insect actually. No, I'm lying. It's this Depth Shaker Titan. I think that's what I'm most interested in. I think what I'm most interested in is literally like, because this couldn't be a commander, but this being a finisher in some type of Rakdos junk deck. Oh, do I want that? Oh god, do I want... I beat you to death with junk. I beat the fuck out of you with with these 6/6 junk tokens. That sounds hilarious to me. Long range sensor just seems one of the most just good. Oh yeah, great for Roxanne. That makes me less interested. Quite frankly, I like it when it's junk. I don't like it when it's mana rocks. Oh, we get to look at special guest. This should be... I think we can keep... Now we can look at reprints. We're getting Ancient Tomb. I'm mostly worrying about what will I have to play against in draft. Bonder's Enclave. Oh, color fixing. A land with Exalted is kind of cute. Oh, we're getting creature lands. Wait, whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, that creature's controller gains control. Very cute. Okay, we're getting all the creature lands back. What else is happening in here? Lotus, Lotus Field? Fuck yeah. That's hilarious. Mana Confluence 2 is kind of funny. Sack a land to copy stuff. Very cute. All these lands are mostly whatever. I mean, some of these I hope will be meaningful for the financial side, but I don't really pay attention to that. Oh, Strip Mine? Fuck yeah. Oh, Terrain Generator is here. Thespian Stage is here. Oh, that's really it. So is it just all lands? That's way better than fucking... That's way better than having to deal with Ragavan. Yeah, there are shock lands in the main set, which I think is... I have no idea how that's going to play out. Maybe it makes Domain more relevant because they have mana that can get land types better. But for the commenter on YouTube who was asking, I'm going to lock in that Earthshaker something. Who was it? Depth Shaker Titan as my current favorite card out of this set. I think the card that will go in the most decks is going to be Long Range Sensor. I think I'm going to try that as one of my... Am I in red? This is going to go in. That seems like it will work. And then that Famished World Sire will probably be, am I in green? This will go in. And I will see how good it is. I think the Mindslaver equipment will be popular. But I think in terms of like straight up solid, I don't really like controlling people's turns. I'm gonna build Strip Mine Azusa in Brawl. Rat fan, enjoy your ban, please. Go outside. You gotta go outside, dog. Oh wait, that was a timeout. Sorry. Banned. There we go. Fixed. Yeah, that's fucked up and evil. So who are these the 4 pre-con commanders? Is it... Well, Kilo and the Jeskai ship have to be the same. So it's the Bug, it's Kilo, and then who are the other two... Who are the other 2 commanders? Oh, only 2 precons. Oh, okay. That makes sense. The boats. That's fair. It seems like these will be pretty good. Oh, the ships are the face commanders. Oh, right. Probably to remind everybody about the rules change. I think that makes sense. Yeah, I like that. I like that it's only 2. I was just thinking about it for my own... I was thinking I had missed something. The lobster is very cute. I think the lobster... What was his name? Gastronaut. If I was going to make some incredibly conspiratorial predictions, I would say this is one of the cards that is going to get the most false accusations about being a higher bracket than it is. I believe that once you combine this with red damage doublers, people are going to go like, oh my god, you did X damage a turn cycle even though I never interacted with you. That is clearly bracket 3. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Maybe I'm small brand, but I don't get this one. Hardington, I think you might be... I don't think you're small brand. I think you're overthinking it. It's literally just... I play artifacts. I play Reghost. I tap Reghost, and I deal 3 to each opponent. And as long as I have mana, every player's turn, I can deal 3 damage. As long as I have an artifact to spend. So once I can combine that with good artifact generation, and once I can combine that with a damage doubler, the Christmas land for this card is 24 damage a turn cycle, and that is going to make everybody go like somebody is going to get the god setup. Switch, you will gain life automatically by having other food, so you need 3 mana to get the like permanent untapping going, which is why it's the Christmas land thing. But as long as you have 3 mana, right, or if you give him lifelink. If you put Basilisk Collar on this guy, or any of the lifelink equipment, then it just becomes for 1 mana. But that's another piece of the Christmas land setup, which is why I say he will get false accusations. I think the things that will make him go crazy require enough investment that it's not overpowered. But people are going to think it's overpowered when they see it working together. This set looks dope. I mean, fuck this, but this set looks dope. I think everything out of draft makes me think draft is going to be good. We've got, dare I say it, the best red card draw engine in the history of this game, because the bar is in hell. We have that super fucked up green card. We have this incredibly funny red card. The space arts are all pretty cool. Oh, we're getting very, very cool arts for everything as well. Yeah, that's real as fuck. I'm making a commander deck with Reghost and calling it Shrimp Fried Rice. Tom Mahogany, join the Legion. Here's the thing. When you make your Reghost deck of, you're telling me a shrimp fried this rice, this is what's happening, except every single Buzz Lightyear is cool as fuck. I think that's important to note. Every single one of these is dope as hell. It's going to be funny every single time. Go in peace. Go in peace and make that Reghost deck. Nightsea, thank you for the rant redeem. If you got transported to the DC universe and are given a chance between living in Metropolis, which is attacked by kaijus every 3rd day, and Gotham, which do you choose? Metropolis. I think I can adapt to kaijus better than I can adapt to every part of my life being shitty. I think if you live in Gotham, like, I think there is an important distinction about being able to tell when shit is about to hit the fan. Because if I know a kaiju is coming every 3rd day, it's like, oh, it's kaiju Wednesdays. Oh, it's kaiju Saturdays. Like, maybe there are known shelters. Maybe I can, like, try to get out of the city every once in a while. But if I'm in Gotham, I could get fucking kidnapped for fear serum at any moment. I do not want to live my life like this. Like in Metropolis, I think it will at least be pretty cool. And then sometimes shit will get crazy, and I have to believe in Superman to save me. If I live in Gotham, I am nervous and sad and afraid every moment of every day. And I think that makes the difference. And the air quality in Gotham is probably terrible. Petition to call Terra Symbiosis Ristic Fatty. Or Ristic Baddie. I'll consider. Ristic Chunky? I like Ristic Dumpy. That's my favorite, is Ristic Dumpy. Oh, Wrist Thick Study. I like Wrist Thick Study even more than Ristic Dumpy. Yeah, Wrist Thick Study is the one. Who said that? Harval? Thank you, Wrist Thick. Petition to call it Terra Symbiosis. Rejected. Akami-Owo, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Did you see the reveal for Absolute Killer Croc? I have not. What the fuck is that? We're still in Total Drama Tuesday. Oh, is this a Batman? This isn't even Magic. Fuck you. That's not what we're doing. So I think the difference between Ristic Study and Ristic Dumpy is literally just how good you are at articulation. Because if it's difficult for you to get Ristic off the tongue well, then yeah, don't do it. Okay, from here, I think we're going to rate out for the day. That's all the spoilers. What a good set. I have a very good feeling about this for everything but 60 card. If you play 60 card, cope and seethe. The raid message for today is going to be, you're telling me a shrimp fried this rice. You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice. Let's see who's live. I think the decked out subathon is not over. If any of you have spare money, please go torture these people more. But if you don't worry about it. We're going to raid into decked out for what looks like the last... Nope, they're at 7 hours. They do not let them off camera. Or at least get the views high enough that somebody else won't. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for the support. I appreciate every last one of you, whether or not you've given me money in any way, shape, or form. We'll be live again tomorrow doing deck roasts. Is there anything else? No, I'm just going to hit start raid. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate your generosity, your time, your patience. We'll be live again tomorrow at noon. I hope you all are having a good start to your week. And please remember to stay toxic. Next custom card review is Thursday. We are still not accepting new submissions, but we should finish all of the old ones. TikTok and YouTube, that's going to be it for us. But I'll see you tomorrow.